So I've gone into the code on Bitbucket, and again, Visual Studio don't care again if it's Bitbucket, GitHub, it doesn't care. So don't worry about that. I'm inside the code here, and I open the customers controller, and on the customers controller, I'm going to just add an error. That's not a very good thing. This is going to give me build error, hopefully. I'm also going to add a new note here if I do something wrong. If I send in 2 different IDs when I try to update a customer, I'm going to return something else. I'm going to return, I am live. Like this, because I kind of want to show you guys how easy it is to make a new deployment right here when I make changes to my code. So I've made these changes and I want to deploy this now, and in my case I'm just going to use a git command tool on on the Windows machine, but whatever you like. I don't think GitHub is that grateful right now if you use the GitHub desktop client, but there's a lot of GitHub command tools out there, and there's also a few Bitbucket ones, so go and have a look at how you can actually do your commands if you don't want to use this git command tool called git shell that I just use right now. So let's start out by just checking out the status with git. Oh my god, there's something modified. Yes, I expected that. Then you can do a git add and for a single file if you want to, or you can just do a git dot if you know you want to add all files, and I do want to add all files right now. I'll do a git status again just to show you. Now it's green, meaning that it's ready to be committed. So it's kind of needs to be, it's ready to be staged. Second step, right? So git commit, I'll do an AM, and the A is not really necessary now, I'm just used to doing it. It's for add all, and an M for a message. So I'll do a message here and I'll write adding new stuff. Now this message is what you'll see actually on Azure. So it's important to use a message that makes sense. So now I've kind of gone to step 2, where it's now stage. I just need to push this lovely code to GitHub. And again, I'll just do a git status. Git status is always a nice thing just to do now and then, just to make sure that you're actually ready to do what you expect. And now it says use git push now, and I will git push. And here we go. Now it's going to be deployed to Azure. Actually, it's going to be deployed to Bitbucket. But the cool thing is, when we set up and published the first time on Azure, it hooked itself into Bitbucket, and it listens now for changes on Bitbucket. So every time I do a commit on Bitbucket now, Azure will say, oops, something new came around. Let me grab that code, try to rebuild the solution for this guy, and maybe deploy it if it works. In our case, it's going to break, so we're not going to deploy it, hopefully. Let's have a look on Azure what actually happened right here. So I'm back on Azure here. I'm inside my beautiful deployment right here. I'll do deployment options and notice what happens here. It figured out that something new came around, adding new stuff. That was the deployment I just did, or the git push I just did. Notice how fast this was. I didn't pause the video, that's just speed. It figured out that something went wrong, so it didn't actually deploy it. So we're still on the old version on our deployment. So this guy is still running. This one with the failed one, it just told me that you tried to do something, it failed, so I'm of course not going to make it live. You have to fix it first. I'm clicking this guy and I'll get a log. I'll get information about what actually went wrong. I hope. There we go. Running deployment, let's view the log right here. There we go, I get some information here, and you can start actually reading about what went wrong. But notice right here it actually says it's line 51. There's an error. It expected a semicolon. It didn't get that one. So it actually does explain what went wrong. Oh my god, it's so helpful. Oh, okay, jumping back. Let's fix the error, because we removed this now, and then we'll just, I am live. I hope I can get that message into my system. So I'm fixing the error, saving the code, doing another git commit, and now the cool thing is that I can just do arrow up, or sorry, arrow up, right? And it'll just show me the latest commits. I'll do a git add all right here. I'll do a git commit, just give it the same name here. I'll just say trying again, just to show you guys that this is a different one. There we go. I'll do a git push, and let's see what Azure has to tell us. Going back to the deployment details, and going back to this deployment details, and there we go. Now it actually should show up in a second. Let's just give it a second. Sometimes I notice this guy won't actually refresh automatically. This happens sometimes, I've seen it a few times. So just go to App Services, go to 2017 again, go in here and select deployment options right here, and then you'll get back to the page. And I can just try and zoom out a bit. And there it's trying again, right? So it's trying to build the next one to publish to live. And let's see if it gets through this time. This time it'll take more time, so I'll pause the video and get back to you when this is done. I'm going to show my second trying again deployment here actually seemed to work. So now I can click this guy again, and I'll get the same address as we did before over here when it's actually ready to show me. Now that address pretty much means that we can start working with, there we go, let me just jump in here so you can see it. This address pretty much means that now I can actually start working with the REST API again because it's shipped, but with the new code. And how do I test that? Well, if I jump back to Windows, and on Windows I now do a put request and I put in the number 4 right here. Notice I just put in the URL that I just showed you where to get, and if I put in 4 here and I put no ID down here and I try and do a send, it should return like it did right here, I am live, and there we go. It's working. Now we just committed new code to Azure. That was all it took. See you in the next lesson where we'll kind of make an outro and finish this up.